right, welcome back, everyone. We've journeyed through understanding mortgages, getting pre-approved, finding your right home within your budget, and today we are at a pivotal moment in our series where we're going to talk about navigating the closing process. Closing on a home can be complex, but it's the right it's the final hurdle right before you get your keys to your new home and you become a homeowner. So let's break down what to expect and how to prepare for closing to make your closing as smooth as possible. So the first thing is just kind of understanding the closing process. Closing, is a term that we use, which is also known as settlement. We're settling this contract is when the purchase of your home is finalized. This involves signing a lot of legal documents, paying your closing costs, and transferring the property from the seller to you. It's a accumulation of all of your hard work and planning that we've done so far. Typically, your real estate agent, which is the representative that you have, and then your mortgage professional from the lender, and a closing agent, which is our title company, will guide you through this process. Now, some places have title companies, some also have closing attorneys, but they're all going to play a role. So, preparing for closing. Preparation is key in a successful closing. And here are a few ways that you need to prepare in order to be ready. First and foremost, you want to review all of your documentation. You're going to get plenty of docs that you're going to have throughout the process when you're purchasing a home, and you want to make sure you understand them. They're going to outline your loan details, your payments, your closing costs, and you want to make sure you understand those documents in its totality. The lender during this process is going to review your income, your credit, and your assets documents and make sure they're all up to date. Now, closing costs typically ranges anywhere from 3 to 6%. It covers title fees, appraisal fees, insurance, and you want to make sure that you have the necessary funds that we talked about at the beginning of our series to close. Often on the day of closing, the money is going to be wired to closing, okay? So this is super important to know. Make sure your bank does that. During the closing process, you're going to do a final walkthrough on the property to make sure that the seller hasn't changed anything and that the home is in the agreed upon condition it was when you went on the contract and or made requests for any repairs to be done. On the day of closing, you'll need to bring proof of your identification so that they know that it's you. Typically, the title company or your attorney will ask for maybe 2 copies of IDs. The day of closing is exciting for the seller because on closing day, you are officially then a homeowner. On closing day, the attorney or the representative at the title company will do a document review and signing. You'll sign a lot of documents, including the mortgage agreement and the deed transferring the property over to you. It'll be similar documents that you saw during the transaction. You'll also pay your closing costs. You'll pay any remaining closing costs and down payment that had not been covered in your loan or paid when you went under contract. And then you'll receive your keys once everything is done signing and paid for. Tips, that you can take away for a smooth closing day process, which it's very rare that closing day has hiccups, but to ensure your closing goes as smooth as possible, consider a few of these tips in advance. Ask questions. If there's anything in the documents that you don't understand, that you don't quite get, don't hesitate to ask a question. It's important that you know exactly what you are signing. Again, most of the documents at the closing table are the same documents you signed during the transaction. Be patient. Closing can take a few hours or just an hour. So be prepared for a lengthy process if it does take a little bit longer. Always verify your wire instructions during this process. Wire fraud is a real concern and it's a lot more prevalent today. Always verify with your closing agent to avoid scams. You want to dial their number directly, right? You don't want to Google it. You can Google it independently and then call it, but don't look at your email and say this is the correct number. And congratulations, you are equipped with the knowledge to navigate the closing process, navigate the closing day of the transaction on buying a home, and marking the beginning of a new chapter in your life. And so, if you found this information helpful, again, like, share, and subscribe. We're going to be here every single day. Tomorrow, we're going to get into some of the things that an underwriter looks for on your documentation that can be a red flag and may cause you to not make your closing day on time. I'm so excited that you're here. Don't forget to share this with somebody who may need it. Forward to seeing you on the next video.